Let me start that again. Okay. Can you hear me now? Robert, thank you for letting me know there was no sound on that. What a waste. My apologies. I'm going to start over. Hello, 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 and welcome. This is Donny Coram, your Foreclosure Deals Coach. Man, amazing what live broadcast can do if you're not really paying attention. I got to this a little late doing an appointment, so my apologies for those who are still hanging on. And Robert, thank you for the heads up that there was no sound. I would have finished this thing without you guys being able to hear a darn thing. So let's start over and say that today is closing day for my clients, Courtney and Stace. They purchased a property with me recently. We signed them up in, I want to say November or December. So that's when they picked up the coaching program. It took about a month or so for us to find this deal. We closed on the deal in January. Okay. And they worked on it for several months. Now, Stace did a lot of the work himself. And as a result, the remodel took a little bit longer, but it did save them some money. So I'm going to show you the deal again. Hopefully you saw it when I was jabber-jocking without sound earlier. But here's the property. It's on 1425 Sanderson Avenue. It's a 4-bedroom, 3-bath. And I got to hand this over to Courtney and Stace. They did a bang-up job of the remodel. Then they brought in Billy. Billy she's the emu lady. For those who don't know, check her out. She's got an emu named Dennis the Emu, a good friend of theirs and a veteran real estate agent that helped them out and did an incredible job with the staging of the property. This was the end result. Check out this gorgeous home, and it sold quickly. The first time it went under contract was after about 5 days on the market for $435. And because it sold so quickly, we were like, yeah, $435 is great. We'll take it, as does happen in this market quite a bit right now. The buyer backed out of the first deal. The reasons are not important, guys. Just know that it happens, okay? People back out of deals. It happens, especially in the market that we're in right now. No worries, about a week after that, maybe 10 days later, it went back under contract at full price. So the backing out actually made them an extra $5,000 because we are closing on this property at asking price today. I'm going to closing here at 11 a.m. local time. We're going to get their first paycheck from a flip, and they're going to blow out the numbers. Let's talk numbers really quick, okay? Picked up the property for $285,000. Okay, spent about $65,000 on the remodel, including an unsuspected roof. We thought the roof was fine, but we had to close relatively fast. Found out the roof needed work and needed to be replaced, so the roof did get replaced. Total into the property about $65,000. So purchase price $285,000, $65,000 in remodel. Total out of pocket running about $350,000, plus you've got cost of funds and etc. Okay, sold it for $440,000. So that left a gross profit of $90,000. Now we got to pay real estate commissions. You've got some lender costs. There's some things that go into that. So that's not pure profit. But guys, if you're taking $285,000, adding $65,000 and making $440,000, how would you feel about that? Pocketing that paycheck. We're talking $50,000, $60,000 in pure profit going to these clients simply because they took that leap of faith. They stepped out on faith, hired me as that's their coach. And I hate to make this about me, but that was a critical element because like many of you out there, they wanted to do real estate investing for a very long time. They just could not get it done because they needed the right hand holding and support. So from beginning to end, I helped them find the property through my network of wholesalers. This ironically was wholesaled to them from another one of my coaching clients, Cody. So he made some money on this deal as well. I made some money on the deal because I charge a wholesale fee on the properties that I find, but the vast majority of the profit went to the buyers who took the risk, put in the work, and are now getting the spoils of that victory. And guys, this is not a story that is exclusive to Courtney and Stace. This literally could be you. I don't want to hype you up, okay? Let me tell you the realities of the market today. We look for properties on market using the Privy application. I highly recommend, if you have not gotten Privy yet, that you do so right away. Please use my affiliate link because I get a little bit of money from that. It helps to support the show, so I really appreciate that. I'm putting that up on screen now. But we found this property, not on Privy, but you could. But every day there's a deal being listed on Privy. and you can go into your market, wherever you happen to be. In my case, I'm in the El Paso County area of Colorado Springs, Colorado, and the county's a little bit bigger than the city. So it is better to search in El Paso County in my area because it gives me a wider variety of stuff to look at, right? It's an artificial intelligence that basically filters the market for deals. It locates what it believes to be priced below market so we can go after it. Now, because it's an AI, it is far from perfect, okay? AI is coming a long way. You've probably heard of Chat GPT. You've seen some of the AI technology that's coming out. Siri, if you have an iPhone or Alexa, these are all artificial intelligence technologies. So the abilities of artificial intelligence is getting stronger and stronger by day. But what this does, it's an artificial intelligence for the market that looks at the market and tries to determine stuff that it believes to be at least 75% below, of 25% below market, listed at 75% or less of what the value is. Not always right, but it does bring up some options. Now I'm flipping through here to see if anything kind of fits, and I'll be frank, and I don't find a deal every day, but most days I do, and I'm hoping not to disappoint you guys today. Oh, here's one. Here we go. All right, so this property, we're going to use Blossom Field, okay? This property is listed at $329. If you look below here, one comp nearby, a little bit newer, sold for $440. We're not necessarily going to use just that one. Here's one that sold nearby for $390, okay? A little bit more accurate in square footage and in age range, so I want to use that comp. And we got another one went for $393. So what this is telling us is that they're listed at $329, but there's a good shot this property could go for $390 to $400. And we did that in a matter of minutes. Okay, so if you're thinking, hey, there are no deals on the market, that's not true. The problem is that deals are harder to find when the market is competitive, and in the lower price range, the market is definitely a little bit more competitive. If you've got a day job, okay, you've got stuff you got to do all day, you probably don't also have time to consistently scour the market to find your deal. So that's part of what the coaching does. I'm going to help set up a deal flow accelerator system specifically for you that's going to locate your first deal. And my objective is that all of my clients are doing 3 to 4 deals a year with a minimum profit of $25,000. Now, obviously, I'm hoping that you make more. Courtney and Stace certainly did, and you could too. But we want to start with a minimum target. That way, if we do better than that, you're happier with the result and you're going to want to do more. Whereas if we set a target that's too high and you're disappointed, you might check out of the program and not want to do it again. So the minimum target for profit is $25,000 or more, and we work till we find a deal. Now, how long is it taking to find a deal? I'm going to be very honest with you guys and say that because the market's a little bit more competitive, it is taking a month or two right now to locate deals for my clients who have just signed up. That's not necessarily a bad thing, because while you're waiting to find your deal, you're getting educated. You're joining the live Q&A sessions. You're learning more about real estate investing. You're getting your LLC set up so it's financeable. Okay, you're working on private money resources. There are things you need to do for the first 30 to 60 days to prep for your first deal. So if it takes a little bit of time to find that first deal, that is not a bad thing. Okay, so you get into the program with me. We're meeting about once a week, usually, depends on where you are. You meet with my lending partner, Mike Bancroft with Traction Capital. He gets your LLC set up to buy a property. Listen, when you're buying properties in your LLC's name, you don't need to worry about your personal credit. You can't have bad credit, but they're looking at your corporate credit, which we can teach you how to set up very quickly. Once that's set up, we're going to our lenders. I've got a list of private lenders, hard money lenders, people who want to lend money to my coaching students specifically, because I have vetted them and I vetted you as a coaching client to make sure that it's lower risk for the lender in doing a deal. The net result is anybody fully committed to getting into real estate investing. Anybody who wants to do this can do it. I can't make you do it, but if you want to do it, anybody fully committed can do it. Some people are going to take longer than others. right? But if you want to be a real estate investor and do your first deal, it's possible with the right systematic approach that my coaching system offers. Now, I want to be clear here that I am not a mentor. There are a lot of mentors out there. One of them is the Women's Reign Group, and I'm not here to knock any other education systems out there, okay? But there's one that comes to mind that charges $20,000 to get into their group to teach you about real estate investing. Guys, you don't need to learn about real estate investing, okay? What you need to do is do real estate investing. The essence of this process is simple. Buy low, sell high, right? That's not rocket science. It's the steps in between of finding the property, analyzing the property quickly, because you got to make moves really quickly. I use a software called Deal Check to do my deal analysis. And in this software, I can enter the comps. I'm going to show this to you real quick because I think it's going to really give you an idea. We just showed you the Privy. If you guys had been tuned in earlier, I showed you the Privy application. Now I'm going to show you once I find a property, I identify a target in Privy, then I move over to the to Deal Check. In Deal Check, I can enter the comps. That's the comparable sales, right? And I give those out because you need to understand what is selling in the neighborhood. Although Privy did that really quickly for us, if we do that again in here, and let's do a fun one, right? Let's do this one that we just did on Sanderson. So I'm bringing up Sanderson Drive. I can spell it. Here we go. All right, Sanderson Avenue, excuse me. Okay, this Deal Check application scours the market real quick to find some basic data about the property, so you don't have to do the data entry. It then has you enter all of your stuff. What do we purchase it for? $285, remember? Okay, after repair value, I'll be honest and say that when we bought it, I was thinking we'd be closer to 400. So it underestimated a little bit, but it still worked out to be a deal. We know now that the after repaired value is 440 because that's what it's under contract for, right? We then head into here and we figure out the rehab costs, okay? And so we want to figure out what is this going to cost to fix it up. That's in property analysis. Rehab costs are here. In this case, we have the answer. It was $65,000. And a lot of times you can use the lender to escrow for the repairs, meaning you don't have to come up with the money to do the repairs yourself. That could be a big check to write if you don't have any money to deal with, right? Then you got to enter in what your cost of funds are going to be. Because if you're getting a loan on the property, which the majority of my clients do, they're paying a hard money lender to do this deal. And the interest rates from hard money lenders are usually 10 to 12%. It's expensive money because you're not going to have it for very long, okay? Because you're getting in and out usually in about 90 days. If we're doing this correctly, you should be in and out in 90 days. In this case, we did use a discount brokerage to list the property. Instead of paying the 10% or 6% in listing commission, I've got relationships with several agents here in town. One in particular that I work with almost exclusively, but a couple of agents that I work with who offer my clients discounts. And then there's some online flat fee programs you can use as well to list the property. Ultimately, once we put in a little bit of the analysis here, we switch to profit projections, right? And the total profit, this guesstimated, and it was a little off because it put in some fees we didn't note, but it guesstimated somewhere between $50,000 and $60,000 in profit, depending on the holding. We beat that by a little bit by cutting some costs, but we really want to look at worst case scenario, because if we're okay with worst case scenario, if we do better than worst case scenario, you're going to be super happy and want to do more deals. Right? And that really is the essence. I'm looking to build a network of investors. Right now, I'm focusing mostly on the Colorado Springs area, but I'm looking to build a network of investors, 50 of them in particular in the Colorado Springs market, looking to do their first deal so we can build that network up. And then we're going to have everybody doing 3 to 4 deals a year with my system, helping to find those deals right here in the local market. And I've got buyers all over the country. So if you're watching this, you're not in Colorado Springs, learn how to do a deal here, because I'm going to help you with all the parts here. And then you can take that knowledge and transfer it to whatever market that you want to do deals in, wherever you're located in ultimately. People are flipping houses virtually right now in spades, guys. It's happening all over. It just requires the right know-how, and the right know-how comes from the correct coaching. So if you're still tuning in, I got a few minutes left here. I would love to hear your comments about the deal. And if you have any questions about the program, let's open it up a little bit for questions. If you're still on board, I'd love to hear from you today. Post a comment wherever you happen to be watching this. We're being broadcast on my personal Facebook page, my business Facebook page, my YouTube channel, my Facebook group. So a lot of you are watching this in multiple different areas right now. What questions do you have about real estate investing or the deal or any of that? I'd love to field your questions now. Don't be shy. That's all right. Listen, we're going to wrap this up quickly because I'm excited to get to closing today anyway. Guys, oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that. I love this job. I love what I do. I love that people we are literally changing lives here. And I have to say we, because I've got a team behind me. I've got my production manager who helps me get this show broadcast, the podcast, the FDC coach, the Foreclosure Deals Coach podcast is critical for that. I have a whole team that's around me. I've got sales teams I'm bringing on right now. The support staff that I have to make what we do possible, guys, is huge. So I definitely am not a one-man operation. I really want to thank my team because it makes me look like I'm doing this great job all the time, but I certainly couldn't do without my team, and we are scaling. The vision for this is to be the ultimate foreclosure flipping coaching system available in the United States of America to allow anybody who wants to change their life through real estate investing to do so with this program. I did 47 flips in a year, and from that, guys, I learned that I never want to flip 47 flips in a year on my own. Again, I want to do that with a team if I ever get close to that number, but better still, that I learned I could help other people to do one flip at a time and build that momentum into as many flips as they want to do. It's a process. It's harder to find deals, but I'm working with clients every day to locate those deals, and the foreclosure wave is coming. Okay, notice of defaults are at all-time high, not all-time highs, but we are seeing a huge amount of default in the market. So there's going to be a wave of deals going to blow everything away that we've seen in the past. Now is the time to get involved with this. You want to learn how to do this when it's a little bit tricky to pick off a deal. We're still looking at deals every day. I'm going to this closing today. Then right after that, I got a wholesale deal that I'm going to evaluate. We just took a client under contract for a deal yesterday. So I don't want you guys to think there are no deals out there, because there are. It's just a little trickier to find it. And because I'm so committed to my client success, I'm helping clients to find deals all of the time. I can certainly help you to do your first deal as well. Guys, that's really our show for today. If you have no other questions about any Q&As I can answer, I would love to jump in and do that for a little bit. But if you guys are good for today, I thank you so much for tuning in. And listen, DM me, slide in my DMs a little bit. Let's talk about whether coaching is a good fit for you. I'm still taking on clients here in the Colorado Springs marketplace. When this market is closed, though, it is going to be closed. When I hit 50 clients, that's going to be it. Okay. And then no big deal. We're going to be looking at expanding into another market. Right now, I'm thinking Melbourne, Florida. It's poised for success with all that's happening down there. But at the moment today, we are focusing on the Colorado Springs market as much as possible, bringing in clients here and doing deals in this market all the time. You can be my next success story. Just DM me. Let me know that you're ready to get started with coaching, and let's work together to do a deal. I'm going to post that up one more time before I sign off. You can go to this link here to schedule a coaching assessment call and determine whether coaching is the right fit for you and your current real estate investment journey. If it's not, I'll be the first one to tell you some people are not in the right headspace. In that case, I've got a do-it-yourself course where you can get the education that you need to get started on the deal. And when you're ready to hop into coaching, I will be here to help you. I love working with people who took the time to take my course, because they're a lot more advanced and I can get them to the finish line all the faster. With that, I'm going to thank you guys for tuning in each and every single week to the show. Thank you so much. It means the world to me to see you guys showing up. And a quick reminder, as I say every show, don't buy a house, buy a deal.